Greetings, Lucky Legend. My name is Lucky. This is WTW. I am your host for this video, and it's time for another installment of Pokemon Winter Trade Wednesday live team building, and it's a crossover episode. Oh, and basically, the reason I'm doing that is because I'm going to be using a shiny Dragonite because Nappy's one trading away Dratinis, and green Dragonite kind of reminds me of Porunga from Dragon Ball Z. So every Pokemon that I use on this team is going to have a name from another TV show or movie or something like that. But, the star of this team is Porunga. The Dragonite is Weakness Policy Multiscale with Roost, Fire Punch, Iron Head, and Dragon Claw. The reason I have these three moves is because there's no single type that walls it. Dragon Claw is immune. Fairy is immune to it, but Iron Head takes care of it, and Steel resists it, but Fire Punch takes care of that. And then everything for these two, Dragon Claw can cover. So we're good with coverage. Steel resists these two, but Fire Punch covers it. Rock resists this one, Iron Head covers that, and so on and so forth. And we're also perfectly fine with Steel types. We have two different moves to cover those. So I'm happy with this set. It has a very odd EV spread. It has 164 base speed. Sorry, EVs in speed, which means that it will outspeed an uninvested 100 speed Pokemon. It has 4 in special defense, 44 in regular defense, so it's balanced out at 121 on each. It has 244 in HP, bringing it up to 197. And then it has 52. It's an adamant nature, so that it hits a little bit harder. I'm not worried about it having to outspeed that many things. I'm thinking we'll get the weakness policy off, predict that, Roost back up to full health, and then start Fire Punching, Iron Heading, or Dragon Clawing the shit out of stuff, and be able to Roost back up whenever we need to. Because Dragonite it's fat. It's a pseudo. It's fat. But Dragonite is, of course, weak to Dragon Ice and Fairy, which is resisted by Steel. So we need a Steel type up in here. And I don't want it to have an unchecked weakness. So I actually want something that covers those things properly. And I'm actually thinking of dipping down into UU for Fortress, because it resists all three of those, but the other benefit that it has is that it learns Rapid Spin and Stealth Rock. And in OU, it's really important to have those. Like, super duper really important. So I'm really considering that one. Unless I find something that I like better, that is what I'm going to go with. Excadrill does not work. It doesn't resist ice. It is neutral to it. Same thing with Ferrothorn. Heatran works, but it doesn't learn Rapid Spin. It does, however, have only two weaknesses, the water and the ground, both of which Dragonite happen to resist. However, Dragonite's also weak to rock, which I just realized, which that does not resist, but neither does the other thing. I really need a pure Steel type. Are there any pure Steel types? There's Clang that doesn't count. There's Clang that really doesn't count. Registeel works. It learns Stealth Rock. It doesn't learn Rapid Spin, but I'm going to go with the Registeel because it'll be my neutral wall. I'm going to name you, well, you're not Regis. You're not Big Boy Man. So you're going to be Reggie Thief. Reggie Thief. Haha, I am so clever. Bring you down to level 50, not shiny, that's weird. I'm going to give you the leftovers. You're going to have Clear Body, of course. I'm going to give you the Thunder Wave so you can slow some stuff down. I'm going to give you the Stealth Rock so you can make things not move. So you can cause switch problems. I'm going to give you... I think I'm going to go Protect Flash Cannon. Protect, I really like having that on one or more mons on my team. And the point of Registeel is that it can just eat up any hit that Porunga cannot. Oh, right, you need to be a crossover name. I'm going to name you Android 19. Because Android 19 is really weirdly shaped. Yeah, it's Android 19. The one with the pointy hat. Fucking weird. 252, and then I'm just going to give you one, I'm going to give you like 40 plus, whoops, you're going to have you have flash king, so you actually need that, and then 216, I think, and so that's too much. I'm going to make that 60, and this is going to be 200, and yeah, that's balanced out. Oh, but I'm over 58, and we're 56, 4, 196 is still too much, 192. What? No, 192, not 1,092. Come on. And I'm not worried about you. Wait, is 188 the same? It is. Alright, so I'm just going to give you 12 here. You'll hit a tiny bit harder with your flash cannon. So that's Android 19. He is our Registeel. And he's basically just here to complement Porunga. That's really his only purpose. He resists the ice, he resists the fairy, he resists the dragon, he resists the rock. And yeah, that is it. So that's all Registeel is really here for. Registeel, however, is weak to fighting. Porunga resists that. He's weak to fire. Porunga resists that. He is weak to ground. Porunga's immune to that. And that's it. So that's actually a really nice core right there. However, they're both neutral. They're both neutrally bulky. Neither of them have a specific bulk. So now I'm going to build a secondary core. So this is going to be we're going to have a rapid spinner in here, and then we're going to have some other thing in here. I'm not really sure. Probably an assault vest user. But I want them to complement each other really well. But the first thing I want to look for is any potential megas. Are there any megas that learn rapid spin? Mega Blastoise does work. It's weak to grass and electric, and that's it. And it's really nicely fat. It could make a great wall, and I am a big fan of it. However, I would actually in this instance lead towards regular Blastoise, because then it could have the assault vest and be a really great special wall. And I actually think I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go with the Blastoise, and I think I just thought of the core that I'm planning on using. I'm going to name you Julie, because that's what I like to name my Blastoises. I'm going to bring you down a level 50, make you female. I think you're going to be shiny. No. No, you're not. Might as well go with Rain Dish. It's not really going to make a difference. I'm going to give you the Assault Vest. I'm going to give you Scald. I'm going to give you Rapid Spin. I'm going to give you Ice Beam. And I'm going to give you... what's your last move? Fake Out. I like that. I like that you learned Fake Out. I'm going to max out your special defense. Whoops, wrong way. Don't need your physical attack. I'm going to give you 44 here. And you're just going to have 4 here. Or rather, 12 here. I would give it to it in the speed, but it's not going to outspeed an uninvested base 80. It'll tie with it, and I don't care about speed ties. I don't want to leave it up to RNG, which is random number generator, just so you know. So that is our special wall, and our physical wall I'm going to dip down to RU, and I'm going to go with this guy. As soon as I remember his fucking name. Tangrowth. Tangrowth is a regenerator Pokemon. Super fat. Like, just astonishingly fat. I was originally thinking of going with the Slow King Tangrowth, but they're both weak to Bug. And I do have 2 Bug resistances, but this is a core in and of itself. I'm going to give you the Rocky Helmet. I'm going to name you Well, what am I going to name you? Because it has to be a crossover thing. I mean, I could just name you Swamp Thing. I'm going to name you Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing's a movie, I think. Oh, no, it's... Oh, I'm going to name you Man Thing, because that's a character from the Marvel Universe. If you don't believe me, look it up, because I'm not kidding. Bring you down to level 50. Actually, yeah, you are going to be shiny. Rocky Helmet with Regenerator, you're going to have to knock off, because you learn knock off. Let's see, Physical, Special, because the other two moves are just for coverage. I mean, not for coverage, for doing things. Utility. So, Physical, Special. What are your stats like? You really can be either, because you really are just phenomenally fat. I don't know what your niche is going to be yet. I want to see... You learned the Giga Drain, so I think you're going to end up being special. Yeah, you're going to end up being special. -4. So, knock off, Giga Drain. I'm going to give you the Morning Sun for some recovery. That's always nice. And I'm going to give you... What else can you have? I could give you the Sleep Powder, but that's not the type of stuff that I like to run, to be perfectly honest with you guys. I think I'm going to give you the Toxic. Because Julie can burn some stuff, Android 19 can paralyze some stuff, and you can Toxic some stuff. So I'm happy with that. So that is our secondary... Well, actually, this is really our primary core. We have our Rapid Spinner. This is our secondary core with our Stealth Rocker. But now we need some sweepers. And I'm leaning towards either Life Orb users or Choice users. And this is also going to be a much faster team building episode. Like right now we're sitting at 12 minutes. I doubt this will go past 20. So let's think about it. What weaknesses do we need to cover? Well, all of the grass weaknesses except for fire are covered, but we cover that with Julie and Purunga. So, let me think. Ice, we're good with. I'd like another resistance in here, but it doesn't need to be a big one, because Julie can eat up ice hits for days. So, let's just take a look through here. Let me look at the megas. What megas do we have to choose from? We can always go with Mega Zam. He hits like a monster. It's another special attacker, but Android 19, I really don't count that. We could go with Mega Gardevoir. Mega Gardevoir is always a problem up in these tiers. And I could run it with HP Ice to deal with Land OTs. They're the most used Mon in the tier. I could go with Mega Lopunny, because it's just horrifyingly powerful. Go with Mega Metagross, because it's OP as shit. Go with Mega Scizor, which I'm actually really liking. It's another fire weakness, though. I go with the Mega Venusaur, another flying weakness. Go with Mega Medicham, Mega Pinsir, double rock weakness. I'm liking the idea of a fighting type that is not weak to flying, because we only have the one resistance in Android 19. So what fighting types do we have to choose from? Fighting. We have Keldeo, Megalopony, Meloetta. Gallade would work. It is weak to the fighting, but it does work. Cobalion works. It's down in RU though. I'm liking the idea of the Gallade. It has really good coverage. You never know what it's going to go for. But I also want some switch initiative. So, with that in mind, I'm actually going to go find an electric type. We're fine with ground. We have an immunity, and we have a resistance. We only have one weakness, so I'm fine with electric. I could go with the Galvantula. I don't think I'm going to. I could go with Rotom Wash, but we already have water coverage. I'm really leaning towards the Mega Manectric. It would give us an electric immunity on Switch In, and it would give us Switch Initiative. He's really fast. He has good move pool. I'm also liking the idea of Heliolisk. It's also really fast. We go with Rotom Heat, but we already have the fire coverage. What else do we have to choose from? We could go with Electros. It has no weaknesses. It's decently bulky. We go with Lantern. Go with Rotom Fan. There really are a lot of choices. We could go with Magnezone, but we already have a Steel type. We could go with Raikou. Raikou is fast as tits. How fast are you, though? You're 135. Jesus Christ. Your move coverage is sucky, though. We could go with the Galvantula. Not even to set up the Sticky Web, but just because bug coverage is nice up in this tier to deal with, like, the Mega Gardevoirs. Shit like that. And it outspeeds a lot of stuff. Mega Gardevoir would actually be a good addition to the team, but we'd need a poison resistance, which we do not have. I think I'm just going to go with the Electros. It has no weaknesses, it has great coverage, it has Switch Initiative, which is nice. It's very nice. I think I'm going to go with that. I like Electros. It's definitely one of my favorite monsters in battle because the fact that it doesn't have a weakness is a huge pain in the ass for most people. I'm going to name you... What am I going to name you? Wait, no. I have a better idea. I know what I'm going with. I'm going with Mega Pinsir. I build it this way with the Moxie, just so that when I use it on Showdown, it works properly. And I'm going to name you Sal. Because Mega Pinsir, and I'll show you the build over here, because it's a little bit different than you would build a regular Pinsir. Where are you? There you are. Are you down to level 50? When he's shiny, he kind of looks like Cell. Never mind. Like this, he kind of looks like Cell. I'm colorblind, clearly. But the build is 4 in HP, 252 in attack, and 252 in speed. So actually, no, it would be the same. So yeah, it's 4, 252, and 252. I'm going to be running Jolly, because I'm not worried about you hitting things hard, because I am running you with the Sword Stance. Because you can force a switch so easily. Just so incredibly easily. You need the Pincerite. Why is my caps lock on? Moves. This is important. Facade. Don't forget that. Then you're going to have the U-turn. Wait, do you seriously not learn U-turn? You don't? Fuck you. Get out. Get out. Leave. Nope. Get out. Fuck you, Mega Pinsir. How does it not learn U-turn? It's a bug type. All bug types need to learn U-turn. Alright, so this is actually going to take a lot longer than I thought it was going to, because I have no idea where to go from here. We're already at 20 minutes. I go with Conkeldurr. It's always good mon to have. I really do want a fighting type. I'm not using Land OT. I'm not doing it. I go with the Mega Lopunny. The problem is it's wasted coverage. because we already have fake out, and that's the huge thing about Mega Lopunny is that it has the scrappy fake out so that it always hits. I could run the Sylveon. Actually, I'm really liking that. I'm running the Sylveon. Because it's not a dark weakness, which we have no coverage for. I'm going to name you Sophie. I know she doesn't watch my videos, but Sophie is like... She's the terrifying battler in the community. I'm going to give you the Citrus Berry. So we already have a leftover here. So I'm going to give you Pixelate with Hyper Voice. Hit behind those subs. I'm going to give you the Heal Bell. You're going to be mostly Cleric. Wish and... What's your last move going to be? I'm going to run you with the Psyshock. Just for coverage sake. Give you 4 in HP, 252 in defense. Max out your defense, make you fat as shit. So that pretty much nothing can kill you ever. And I'm actually... You know what? I'm going to do it. And I'm going to give you 4, 4, 4. Look at that fatness. Look at that fatness. That's Sophie. That is the poison weakness that I was talking about. It's a steel weakness, which we're fine with. So we need something that resists poison. And I have no idea what resists poison. I'm pretty sure rock resists poison. I really have no idea. My phone's right here, though, so I'll look it up. Let's see. Gallery, studio, type chart. Poison is resisted by poison, which we could put on here. Resisted by ground, which we could put on here. It is resisted by rock, which I thought it wasn't. Resisted by ghost. Let's look at the megas again. I feel like I'm missing something. Not using Mega Banette. It's frail as hell. We could go with Mega Sableye. It's only weak to Fairy. But it's kind of stally, and I'm not a fan of that. We can get a ground type in here. It's an electric immunity. It's a rock resistance. It's an ice weakness, which I cannot do. Can't do an ice weakness. I actually really need another ice resistance. Now that I'm looking at it. Ice resistance by fire, water, ice, and steel. We already have a steel type. Alright. I have an idea. I don't know if it's going to work, but I have an idea. Which is a rock ground dual type. Ground. It's going to be a little bit easier to find this way. Not Rhyhorn. I could go with Rhyperior. I could go with... Rhyperior is really calling out to me, though. There's a Rhyperior set that I've always wanted to run. And it resists a bunch of stuff. It's weak to a bunch of stuff, but it resists a bunch of stuff. You know what? I'm going to do it. I don't care. I'm going to do it. I'm going to bring Rhyperior all the way up here. I'm going to give it that. I'm going to give it... What am I going to name you? Well, what do you look like? I'm name you Sandman. Also from the Marvel Universe. So we have two... Oh, wait. I can't name you Sophie. No! What am I going to name you? Chi-Chi. You know what? Fuck it. Everything's getting a Dragon Ball Z name. You're going to be... Well, you don't look like anything from there. You're just going to be Piccolo. You're going to be what's big and blue. Oh my god. Pilaf. I don't know if that's actually like a thing. And you're gonna be... Wait, better yet, make you that gross shiny color. Now you're gonna be Boo. Ha! Suck it. Chi-Chi, Piccolo, Sandman. Sandman, what am I gonna call you? You got a spike on your head, I'm naming you Vegeta. Deal with it. Make you shiny so you actually match his colors. No, that's disgusting. What am I going to give you, though? That's the question. I'm going to give you the air balloon. Just because I don't want to be taking no EQs for no reason. Give you rock polish. Do you learn Swords Dance also? You do. No, but I actually want to run the weakness policy. But I'm actually going to give you the life orb. The life orb with the rock polish. I'm going to give you earthquake. I'm going to give you rock slide. Because I really don't want to miss. That would completely ruin the synergy of it. I could actually give you rock tomb. But that really just doesn't hit very hard. Not a fan of that. I give you Stone Edge, but that misses a lot. Actually, I refuse to miss. I'm giving you Rock Slide. And your last move is going to be... Do we not have coverage of any types yet? Poison Jab. We don't have coverage on that. I'm going to give you the Poison Jab. And I need to bring you back down. Level 50. Make you male. Because you have Spike on your head and Vegeta's male. I'm going to max out your special defense. Because your special defense is complete ass. I'm going to give you 252 in speed because you're slow as tits. And just 4 in HP. So that's going to be our team. It is a crossover episode. We have Purunga, the weakness policy Dragonite. We have Android 19, the leftovers Registeel. We have Boo, the assault vest Blastoise. We have Piccolo, the Rocky Helmet Tangrowth. We have Chi-Chi, the Citrus Berry Sylveon. And we have Vegeta, the wide lens Rhyperior. Rocking out with a bulky method. Like I told you guys way back when, that's really my favorite way to build teams. It prevents you from losing a bunch of Mons to stuff like entry hazards. We have Rapid Spinner, we have Stealth Rocker, we have Purunga. I'm really hoping to set up and get a Purunga sweep or to set up and get a Vegeta sweep. We have the Heal Bell on Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi can eat up hits for days. I ran this set against Game Chomp and it ruined his life. He was crying in a corner, spitting blood, normal stuff. Piccolo, great physical wall. I'm surprised it's still in RU. It's probably because it's a grass type. Boo makes a great special wall. Assault Vest with Rapid Spin is so nice. Android 19, paralyzing stuff's going to be really clutch in this because, as you can see, he's not that fast. He only outspeeds base 100 pokes. And then we have Chi-Chi and Vegeta. Vegeta needs to get a Rock Polish off in order to sweep because at +2, his speed goes to 184, which means he would outspeed a base 160 Mon. I.e., he would outspeed... Well, the only base 160 speed Mon is Ninjask. But, just to put it into perspective for you guys. And with the wide lens, he's not going to be missing those rock slides. And he can eat up hits relatively well with his solid rock ability. So with that, I'm going to get about. Thank you guys so very much for watching. I'm going to go. Best luck to you out there. I'll see you all soon. Goodbye.